Finger on the button, just pointing out my advantages. Dancing with your dreams, I focus the beam. Anakin, steady as a mannequin, standing stiff as the planet spin. Camping in, out of your mind, woke in the ambulance. Did his best in there with a champion.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. I don't have the rest of the tagline yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Snort, Burnell, DSP Gaming. Drama over his valedictorian status. Drama over Trademark. Over his trademark. And his parents know about his accident, aka the incident, aka I'm sure a lot of things, but we'll have to wait till Cat's ready to do an interview. His squirt ski on stream. Ladies and gentlemen, this comes on the cuff of another major drama that has that has been unfolding over the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, today is currently September 24th, 2018. Over the weekend, Phil did not stream at all Saturday. Saturday is his day off, but he cut the Friday stream short. Now, we will go over that video of this supposed staycation that's being thrown out there, but let me just give you guys an ad-lib. Let's just go ahead and talk about it just briefly and how that ties into this whole situation about him being valedictorian of his school. Being valedictorian is the highest honor that a school can award to a student, meaning that their marks basically eclipse everybody else's. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been here for any period of time, not just here with DSP News, but with Mr. Huffstuffs, Snort Burnell, James the Lesser Express Lane, David Davison, back to SOK, Almighty Tevin, Argent, Theo, take your pick. Volt Boy, Memology 101, take your pick. There's a bunch of great ones out there. Mighty D, Gal Police, trying not to miss anybody. Dspgaming has recently just come into the fold and is killing it. Take your pick. Okay? Take your pick. You know that Phil has to be somewhat undeserving of that. And it seems out of place that someone who supposedly has the highest marks in high school, who actually obtained a business degree in college, is a complete utter moron when it comes to a YouTube channel. Not even a business, but a YouTube channel. It blows the mind how he supposedly has all these accolades, but yet this is how he's run his YouTube channel, which, if you want to say it was a business or not, that's on you. But you saw how he essentially drove that into the ground. You see how he's treating Twitch. John was right, where it's rather astounding that he was able to make it to where he's made it, doing what he's been doing. But someone of academic excellence doesn't conduct themselves like this. At least one would think. Now, someone apparently has chosen on their own accord to go out and verify Phil's status. And they were able to do so very easily, by the way. And now we can prove that he really was valedictorian of his high school. And now Phil is out here lashing out saying, how did you guys do this? This is unfair. Why do you guys assume I'm a liar? So on and so forth. Quiet down, Dave. I'm getting to that. Now let's talk about last weekend. Like I said, today's Monday, so only a couple days ago. Phil tells everybody that, well, it's Friday, guys, and there won't be an evening stream. As you guys know, I'm off tomorrow, being Saturday. I have a doctor's appointment. It's between 5 and 6, something along those lines. But I have a doctor's appointment. I need to go. So sorry, guys, no evening stream, so on and so forth. Now, that shouldn't seem awkward to anybody. A lot of people, proponents, if you will, including myself, have said he might as well just cut the night stream altogether, wake up early, stream longer, okay? Stream longer, and cut his stream at like 6 o'clock, and call it a wrap. Maybe 7 if he's feeling ambitious, and just end it right then and there. Streaming that extra 2 or 3 hours does nothing for him. His night streams are almost always dead, unless we have another panda situation, the emergency, where he's going to drum up a bunch of drama with that. Other than that, it's garbage. It's a waste of time, and he's not doing anything. And whenever he gets stream raids by, you know, people who are trying to help him out, or his friend Arturo, or whoever the case may be, he still leaves. Or he certainly will put the chat into subscriber-only mode to lock them out. So the night stream doesn't really benefit him, does it? With that being said, over the weekend he says he has his doctor's appointment, so on and so forth. All right, whatever. Now all of a sudden, then it comes out that, oh, I don't have any internet, this, that, and the third. Okay, he doesn't have the internet. But then he says that he's watching this particular movie, and everybody's wondering how he's doing it because he can't watch it through Netflix or Hulu or through YouTube or whatever the case may be because he doesn't have internet. So how'd he do it? Now, and he said he's never seen the movie before. I would have said, personally, my first thought was maybe Kat bought it on DVD or Blu-ray. That's just me. That would be my first initial thought. But Phil's kind of lazy, not trying to spend no money right now, so on and so forth. So that might not necessarily be an option, but let's put that out there just for posterity's sake. Instead, he basically whines and complains about it on Twitter. Does that for about 2 days until Sunday, where all of a sudden a technician comes out and says it's either an adapter or his amplifier or whatever the case may be that is supposedly located in his bedroom was not plugged in, and because of that, all of his internet was out. Now, I think any of you guys have been following along, you know that Phil has two phone lines. He has one upstairs and he has one downstairs. The regular line downstairs is just his regular home line, and that's what he uses for the TV downstairs and everything like that, while upstairs is the business line. We definitely caught links of that when he was hacked last year. So there you go with that. But then let me actually propose the theory to you, or what is now the current frame of thought. Phil didn't stream on Friday because obviously it was dead air. We've already gone over this. So check-in for him and Kat was probably around 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where they went. But they decided to probably check into the hotel at 8 o'clock. He probably wanted to go ahead, shower up. Rare occasion, I'm sure. Go ahead and get his clothes out if Kat wasn't already a good maid and packed it up for him. And they decided to leave. So they would have checked in Friday night. Stayed there all day Saturday. I'm going to try to go into a bit of narrative that Almighty Tevin had said once, praise be Almighty, when describing Panda. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I got up from a great night's sleep, and I looked over in the bed, and I got this pretty girl next to me, and I feel so lucky. And it was just nice kind of staying in bed. Phil actually said this once. He probably said this twice. Actually, either on Twitter or Instagram, describing Panda and how perfect his life was, and so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. Whatever. With that being said, more than likely, they checked in Friday night, spent the whole day in typical Phil fashion, not too far from wherever the hotel is, probably went to the fair, or probably went to something that was in the city, ate breakfast, looked at some couple sites, had lunch, looked at a few more sites, ate dinner, drank himself almost into a coma, went back and watched a few movies. She thought it was going to be lights, camera, action, and he was lights out. And she was out of luck. That's more than likely what happened. Then, they pop up Sunday, which would have been right after checkout. Checkout is usually between 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. So then they pop back out, so they go ahead and check out, come home, and as he's been spinning this narrative that he hasn't had internet for the last 2 days or so, Comcast all of a sudden pops out Sunday morning to go ahead and fix it. Come to find out, it was just a cable that wasn't plugged in, which makes Phil look like a total idiot and would probably leave a technician look pretty pissed off. Now, there's a lot of within the basis of that story, you guys can make of that what you want. And take that for what you will. We'll eventually go over that news story in another day or so. We'll see. But James the Lesser has gone over that video. I'm going to actually watch it after this recording, but I will put the link to his video in my description, and you guys can check it out, and you guys can kind of make your conclusions, and then we'll go over it later. But given how all the shenanigans that are coming from this staycation situation, you can see why people would want to question Phil's supposed academic accomplishment. And then on top of the fact that, well, he's an utter moron. He is the poster boy of doing everything wrong and blaming everybody else for him doing it. He stands alone. On the highest peaks of Doubtopia, it's him and him alone. And sadly, all of the sheep, cucks, whatever you want to call them, praise him for it. In any case, let's go ahead and get into this particular video. It's a one-shot, just like the last couple of videos. We'll get back into the longer videos at a later time and date. But for right now, let's go back and get into the kind of the original, layout for a little while and whatnot. That sense of nostalgia feels pretty good. So let's go ahead and get into the video, see what comes out of it, and I hope you guys find it entertaining. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on at GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work.
Shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
I gotta tell you, by the way, too, I haven't been able to mention this yet, but I really, I really love how Snort Burnell puts these, like, this kind of the farm animal situation in the beginning of the videos. They're great. They're absolutely hilarious in some cases. But then, also, I should probably backtrack a little bit. It's not just on the farm, but also domesticated also. Having them run around the house and do all kinds of silly shit. It's really funny. And whatnot. It's a really nice touch, too. So, actually, if you go on Twitter, there's a channel that's devoted strictly to piglets and whatnot. I'm sure James the Lesser's taken screenshots from there before, but that's pretty funny if you guys are looking for something entertaining on Twitter. Besides the new, was it Bowserette thing? I'm not gonna front. I've retweeted a bunch of it too. That's where we're going right now. A combination of Princess and Bowser in one. It's ridiculous, but it's great. And just for the record, I'm okay with the light-skinned one and the dark-skinned one. We don't discriminate over here at GTG Network and Productions. We only regulate. Let's begin.
I like how you're laughing, too.
Well, it's funny.
One final thing, I think this is hilarious. As you guys know, I usually do not address troll activities.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
Or those who are obsessed with me to the point where they try to delve into my personal life.
Yet again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Snort Burnell. Yes! DSP Gaming. Valedictorian drama, trademark drama, and my mommy and daddy know about my little incident. Let's keep going. Oh, I'm in rare form today.
And dissect it and try to get all kinds of personal information. But we were talking about something in the stream chat earlier today that I found absolutely hilarious, and I want to share it with all of you here on pre-stream. So the bottom line is, guys, if you haven't noticed, that I really haven't shared much about my personal life at all recently. Like the last 6+ months, especially since Kat moved in with me, very little do we share with you guys. And I understand that for some of you that is kind of disappointing, because, you know.
Let me jump in for that real quick. First things first. So, the reason why he doesn't, and you're seeing some of it on screen, the reason why he's not sharing his life, at least as of right now, is because he can't profit from it. Okay, so, like I said, today's the 24th. If you guys are keeping up, if you're not keeping up, I should say, on Sundays, on top of the greatness, which is the Medicare Sunday Fun Stream, Almighty Tevin has started a new series called Back in Time. He does it on Sundays. It's absolutely entertaining, and what he does is he randomly picks something that Phil has done a couple years ago, or even longer than that, more than a couple, I should say. Yesterday, he went over Phil's time with the FGC, and all kinds of revelations were pulled out of that, which Phil sitting there stealing video game footage to put on his channel, hence the reason why he isn't cool with certain people anymore. You get to see how crazy Philly is. How crazy Philly was, and I'm sure Philly still is that crazy. It was pretty entertaining. I didn't get a chance to watch all of it yet, but I will. But the first hour and a half was what you expect from Tevin. praise be almighty, entertaining as shit, and Phil just doing dumb shit. As I've said before, he literally documented everything for profit. He was even willing to pay for high-speed internet in his hotel room back in, 2011? I don't even want to know what that cost. And room service because he was too lazy to just, I don't know, order, you know what I'm saying, something else and have it delivered to the room if you didn't want to go downstairs, because I think he was staying at the hotel where the airport was at. So I'm sure there's like some great places out there. Or you had stuff in walking distance. It's Philly. They got like a Philly cheesecake spot on like every fucking block. You find a cheesecake place almost equally on every block. But in any case, he can't profit. He can't profit from his life. He says, oh, he doesn't want people getting into his business. It's not that. It's just he can't profit from it anymore. He can't. He really, really can't. And since he can't profit, it'll only drum up more frustration in him. And as you know, Phil gets frustrated and, it starts to simmer a little bit and whatnot. His anger starts to build up a little more. He starts talking out his ass. And so previous lies end up being exposed. The truth comes out. Then he has to backtrack to the pig cult while the detractors are having a field day with it. And then he says everything is taken out of context. There's a snidbit of truth in everything and so on and so forth, which is one of the worst things he's ever said. He needs to still stop doing that. And so on and so forth. Those are but that right there in itself is one of the main reasons why he doesn't do it. He just can't profit from it anymore. His life has been an open book for like 10 plus years. Even within his own fan base, they're kind of tired of it. They're tired of reading that book. Unless, and keep in mind, a lot of the people who were there when he started aren't there now. So a lot of these guys, like, for example, G Money, remembers some of the lore. And that's why, if you guys aren't getting a chance to hit up Almighty Tevin's Back in Time series, he's had 3 episodes so far. Check them out. They're great. If you want, I'll put the link of it in the description. Check all 3 of them out. They're great. Seriously. All right, let's continue.
I love Phil, and for years he always did vlogging, and he always shared all his personal stuff, right? But so much negative stuff has been used against me over the years that I've decided to stop doing that. And quite frankly, I'll be very honest with all of you, my life is better. My life with Kat has been so much better now that we don't have this negative shit constantly happening to us, and people can't use stuff against us in a negative light. And what you find, is that when it happens, these people who are so crazy obsessive need to then go and look for other stuff, because since I'm not giving them anything to work with, they're desperate for something to get Phil with or find out about Phil or, So they dive into all this stupid shit, okay?
So I found out, I didn't even know about this, but people just told me about it in stream chat. Apparently, these crazy obsessed people didn't believe that I was the valedictorian of my high school. Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying. Well, that's a great theory, Phil, but where's your evidence? Oh, I don't need evidence. I just made it, it's just what I believe. They think that, I'm a buffoon and an idiot. I've become a meme on the internet, and there's no possible way that I could have been a valedictorian in high school. Keep in mind that most of these people are high school level anyway. That's how old they are, or that's the intelligence level they fucking hold in their heads forever, because they're just infantile.
But that being said, they apparently contacted my high school, to try to find out if I was a liar. And apparently my high school got back to them and said, no, he was the valedictorian. Why are you asking us this? Why would I make that up? Just think about that. So these people are so obsessed, I'm not giving them any information Phil, the new thing about Phil today, let's all talk about it for endless hours and do 4-hour podcasts about it. So I'm not doing that anymore. I don't give out information anymore. So what do they have to do? They have to go on to stories about, that I told about my high school days and call my high school and try to get information and try to act like I'm a liar.
I'm good at lying. I'm hypocritical.
It's the same thing with Street Fighter. There are documented results of multiple tournaments, not just one singular EVO event that I got 4th place in. That was the top US ranking for that year at the Nationals, but multiple EVO events. I've won EVO East multiple times. On the East Coast, tons of tournaments that I've entered, I won. In Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I mean, it's not like a small handful, it's like tons over a course of 4 or 5 years. I was dominating in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I was a tournament organizer who ran multiple tournaments for games like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Super Turbo, CVS 2. I was known as a major figurehead in the East Coast fighting game community.
You are so pertinent, sir. I salute you for being the Mr. Outdated of the day. I myself am a former pro fighting game player.
I'm just overall pretty good at all kinds of different games. I think I could take something like that World Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer. You want to know the truth? I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country. But these idiots literally just want to make revisionist history. Well, we don't like Phil, so we're going to say that...
Stop. Okay, Phil changes his history all of the time. He definitely does it when he's trying to make a point and he needs to sell a narrative. It's just what he does. Is everything that Phil says a lie? For the most part, and whatnot. And he'll have a sprinkle of truth here or there. But for the most part, it's certainly bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If it's not just an outright lie. It's certainly bullshit. It's certainly spun in a certain type of way to give him the maximum amount of advantage, the maximum amount of glory, and, if needed, the maximum amount of sympathy. And that's what he does. As some of you in my comment section have said, he should have really been a politician. He really should have. For Connecticut, if you will, and whatnot. Because you make a bunch of promises, you keep little to none of them, and whatnot. You keep a smiling face, and you keep the narrative going. Jesus Christ, he's running a successful Nazi chat that hasn't had him banned yet. So much so, in fact, that I'm catching small snippets that it's possible that Tut left DSP's chat over Sidella, who I thought he was banned, but apparently he came back on some. He's back on some other stuff. Sidella's put his racism back out there, and I guess he's beefing with Swaggins. There you go. So now, I guess you could say breaking news, if you will, because it's kind of unfolding on Twitter currently. Phil ain't lost a major pay pig. Oh my God, the 24th of September is just not a very good day, especially if it's true that he just came back from vacation. I will continue to look into this because G-Money, as well as Agent P, as well as a few other people are throwing stuff around, so we'll find out what that is. In any case, Phil doesn't come across as a very honest individual. And he doesn't mind lying if it gives him an inch. He won't work for a foot, but he'll lie for an inch. It's what he is. It's what's in his nature. So, of course people are going to question it. Did I think anybody would care enough to look it up? Not really. But then I'm not surprised either. Yet again, his life is an open book. But there are real consequences that come out of this, but we'll talk about that at the end of this particular segment. DSP News.
Good at games. He was never a part of anything. No one ever liked him. You know, it's complete nonsense. But this is what they do. They actually create this fantasy world on his journey. You know, I wish that my life could be stripped of all responsibility and I could be teleported to a fantasy world where I could just do whatever I want. Right? They create this crazy fantasy fucking world of nonsense.
I mean, that's insanity. That's not healthy. That's sickening. That's like mental illness. There's facts in front of your face, but instead of believing them, you have to try to make a way to change the facts or justify that they're not valid for your own crazy purposes because you don't like someone. Like, that's just nuts. That's like, I would go talk to someone. I would go to a psychiatrist and I would say, listen, I don't know what's wrong with me. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. And it's always telling me that I'm a bad person. It's telling me that I don't deserve any success. It's telling me that I'm ugly. It's telling me that I'm fat. It's telling me that I'm gross. It's telling me that I'm not.
And this right here is just another example of a lie, more than likely, that he used to drum up sympathy. And not just financial sympathy, but also, in some ways, a catcall to detractors being like, you know, what more do you guys want from me? I have depression, dude. Could you guys just please back off me? Could you please leave me alone? In the same way that Sidella wants to go ahead and spit his nonsense, but then wants to be like, I'm handicapped. Don't you guys have any morals? Don't you guys have any decency? Do you not see what happened to me? God shall forgive you. congratulations, Seidel. you've made it on the list for Gout and Wine. So I got a nice episode coming for you and whatnot. And you can thank Almighty for that. Praise be Almighty Tevin, because we'll be using his video as the canvas. So congratulations to you. It's coming soon. But it's moments like this. It's moments like this, and where Phil could have just avoided the situation. He could have just left it alone. But he has to perpetuate something around him. Whether it's drama, whether it's sympathy, whether it's bullshit, whether it's anger and outrage, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to draw people in, whatever it takes for them to steal mommy and daddy's credit card, to give him money. Whatever it takes. And there you go. Let's continue.
Funny that I'm worthless, that I'm a sellout, that I'm a shill, that I'm a piece of crap, that I don't deserve any kind of positivity. I don't deserve my girlfriend. I don't deserve the love of my parents. I don't deserve to live. And it's there. And it never fucking goes away. Some people say, "Oh, just going on pills." That's not the solution either. Pills help. Don't get me wrong. You know, pills absolutely help, but they don't cure these kind of issues. They just help to mitigate and help to keep it under wraps. You know, like I said, like sometimes it's the guy in the shoulder, like I mentioned. So maybe that guy in the shoulder goes away for a couple days, but he's going to come back, but at least he's gone for a couple days, right? You know, back in high school, I was on a cocktail of medications. I mean, real talk, when I was in high school at one point, I was to the point where I was losing it. I wanted to either go do something drastic or, you know, go nuts. There was a girl who I was like obsessed with for a while. That was my depression. I called the high school of someone on the internet because I refused to believe that he was the valedictorian of his high school because I don't like the guy. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with him. I need help. And get, you know, counseling, drugs, shock therapy, whatever you need to fix your brain, because that ain't normal.
Now here's the thing, and this is actually a part that I specifically wanted to stop at because I have questions. Given what he told you about how his supposed depression was so terrible and how he was obsessed with this girl and he was on this cocktail of medication and so on and so forth, were you institutionalized for a minute there, Phil? Did the white coats come and get you for briefly? Let's ease that back a little bit. Did mommy and daddy drop you off at this nice hospital and was like, "Can you hold on to him for a couple of days because we can't manage him"? Is that what happened? They put you in there. They put you in a padded room for maybe a few hours to see how you react. They gave you a bunch of medication. Maybe they gave you shock therapy. Is that what happened to you? Because you're very in tune with that whole situation. And you describe it a lot. And you talk about mental illness a lot. And when you say it with a type of, what's the word? You say it with a type of disdain. Which could be just just your general hatred for people that you feel that aren't mentally there. Or it could be from a former patient. It could be from someone who's lived through that. And instead of learning from it, instead has trained themselves to hate that and hate those type of people, because by hating those type of people, it helps that individual to hate themselves less, because that's a part of themselves that they wanted to cut away, which is not something uncommon when it comes to Phil and his past. He's quick to dismiss his past. Past life is one way he likes to describe it. Last time I checked, it's all in the same life. You are still on the same life clock. I'm just saying. Just something to think about. When he talks about this mental illness and he talks about all the treatments that are being used, so on and so forth. And I don't even think they use shock therapy anymore, to be honest, because the long-term effects are debilitating, to say the very least. So it just makes you it makes one wonder. That's all. DSP News.
I'm just telling you, dude, that ain't normal. I mean, I joke about, those kind of people are the TMZ of YouTube or the TMZ of the internet, the TMZ of DSP. I mean, that's beyond that. That's nuts. And I just gotta laugh and say, God damn. Thank God I never got like that, man. You know, every once in a while there's someone who irks me. Okay, someone I don't like, you know. And okay, I get that, but not to the point where you're now doing crazy shit like this. This is just insanity, okay? Like, holy shit. It's like the biggest hypocritical thing on the planet. I mean, it's out of control. Very.
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this comes from an individual who has sent others out to do his dirty work for him. He has asked other people to go through video after video after video, from channel to channel to channel, through detractor stuff or people who slander him, if you will, through their material, and pick out the stuff that was the worst, the most egregious, and make sure all those videos get flagged. He's been behind stuff like that. That was proven last year. He's someone who has purposely come out and slandered other YouTubers, depending on their situations, depending on how their situation affected his situation. Done that quite a bit. Tobuscus, iJustine, so on and so forth. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, he put a comment out saying that the only reason why Justine had her job at EA is because she was getting gangbanged by the executives. What's funny about that? At all. But yet, someone who already knew what his what high school he went to, we all do, we've all seen his diploma, sat there and called up and was like, "Hello, hi, question: do you still have the records for Philip Burnell?" "Yes, he graduated this year, or at blank year." Yes. I'd like to just verify his valedictorian status. Was he valedictorian that year? And if so, is it possible did he give a speech that year? Oh, no. We're considering on writing a piece of him on him and whatnot. He's actually a very famous, I use that term loosely, by the way. I'm stepping out of character for just a second. He's a very famous YouTuber these days, you know. Yes. Oh, would you like some links to some of his videos? Oh, I would surely do that. Yes, absolutely. Not a problem. But you can verify his status for us, yes? Yes, he was valedictorian. Yes. Okay. All right, that's great. Now, let me get into what the worst part of this is. The part that Phil isn't thinking about. So as it pertains to him being valedictorian, is it possible you could tell me who were some of the candidates besides him? Can I get a list of names? Oh, okay. And who was that last person? Oh, great. Thank you very much. And a question, is it possible that you have a yearbook of his from that year? You do? Great. Thank you. Click. Now, here's where things get interesting. If you're willing to look, there are websites dedicated to students trying to find other students of a particular year from a particular school. Which means, if someone was inclined, no dog whistling here, if someone was inclined, they could go back and find Phil's graduating class. And if they were even further inclined, they could theoretically call some people up and ask their personal opinion on Phil on how he was back in the day. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, that's just something off the dome. I'm not encouraging anybody to do it, not dog whistling or anything. I'm just saying the situation's a whole lot worse than this. So if I was Phil, I would have left this alone. Keep that to yourself. Phil always says, "Oh, there's all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes by these brain dead idiots that I don't speak of because I don't feel it necessary." But you felt this was necessary. But here's the problem, Phil. Yet again, you won't think in the long term. You don't see what problems this could cause you later, because you only saw the picture for this one little spot instead of seeing the whole picture. And the whole picture, painted by an artist who's I'm a mentally ill detractor and whatnot, and I guess I have autism too. It allows me to give a much better perspective of that situation. A much better view, a much better insight that you could never have. Hence the reason why it's so easy to pick you apart. So now, if someone wasn't, and what I just said there is nothing new. it's something that other people have thought of. I'm not sure if they've gone through it or with it or not. I don't know. Ain't my business. I'm just here to report on it if it happens. You got to think before you talk, Phil. And I know people hate it when I give you advice, but you need to think before you talk. Your mouth is one of your greatest weapons. On top of your ego and what little bit of arrogance you have. Your pride is almost non-existent. And if what's being said on Twitter currently is true, and King Tut's has made his exit, put himself back into his sarcophagus, so he can be discovered by someone else later on down the line, you are fucked. And if that vacation thing that's being perpetuated about you is true, you're really screwed. You ain't spent yourself a whole boatload of money that you didn't have. Similar to what happened with that, what was that? That video game review he did on KO Gaming that blew up. What was it called? Oh my god. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But it was just like that. You had a bunch of views on this video. It was kind of crazy. And you and Pan decided to go on vacation. Spent 3 days out there, spent all this money. And then you came back and the channel basically slowed down because you didn't capitalize off the buzz that you had. Just saying. DSP News.
Very hypocritical. Pretty hypocritical, I agree. They need to seek professional help if this is the level that they're at, you know.
So, holy crap. Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you because I thought that was pretty insane. The insane factoid of the day. There you go.
You got people who just cannot stay out of the drama, all right? And this is real talk. There's people who just can't stay out of the fucking drama.
I love drama.
That drama shit.
I love it. I crave the drama.
We had one man's journey who cheered, and he actually said, I'm looking at your YouTube detractor videos. I'm thinking if you copyrighted and trademarked your name as a brand, you could force YouTube to get rid of all their content. That's actually completely false, one man's journey. If you may not be aware, DSP Gaming is trademarked. I own the trademark for DSP Gaming. Alright? I own it. So literally everyone who takes a video without my permission and does anything with it is breaking the law. They're violating my trademark. The problem is, YouTube doesn't care. YouTube does not do anything if you report a trademark or copyright infringement. What they'll do is they'll take down a video temporarily and say, well, we're waiting for a response from the party who uploaded the offending video.
Okay, got it. It was Homefront Revolution. I'm sorry, I'm really mad that I've done that because I've brought this up before, or I've referenced it before. But it was Homefront Revolution was the video that did it. He did it. It was 2 years ago, and it has 1 million views currently. And after that, everything else basically trickled down because he didn't take advantage of the opportunities. In any case, that's the situation there with that. Now, as for his trademarking, well, we can deep dive into that at any given time. He can't do anything. Who's he going to take to court? What money is he going to do? And what money is he going to do anything with? More importantly than that, his content is dependent on something else. Another company, who in turn has a trademark and has copyrights to their games, which they allow people to use. So his content isn't even really his content. It's based off of someone else. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way, or at least not fully, I should say. But like I said, we'll flush that out later because I need to do that as well as fair use. I'll just combine both of those videos together.
All that party needs to do is dispute that and say, oh, I don't think that this is legit. You know, I think this is fair use or whatever.
Oh my god.
Then YouTube will restore the video. And then the only way that you can actually get the video taken down permanently is to sue that person for each video. So I would have to retain an attorney who would have to file takedown notices, copyright takedown notices, or trademark takedown notices, like trademark violation notices, for every single fucking negative video about me. Do you know how expensive that would be? I would spend more money issuing takedown notices than I make playing games. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's too expensive of a process. This is the problem with YouTube. They do not stick up for copyright or trademark holders. They don't. They have this crappy automated system that does not fucking work, and they don't have anyone who actually puts a real eye on any of this stuff unless someone puts a stink up about it. I'll give you an example. A couple years ago, someone impersonated a company saying that they were working for a game company and they were going to do copyright strikes against all my gameplay videos from a certain company. They issued false takedown strikes against me, to which I went back to YouTube and said, this is bullshit. I don't believe this is real. So either you look into it and confirm it's real, or I'm going to sue you. So YouTube did and said, oh, we never confirmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Agent P of the DIA, the Detractor Investigations Alliance, has come through with the solid, as well as Kiwi Farms. Ladies and gentlemen, shit's about to heat up. We're just going to go ahead and jump into just a little bit of this. Tad bit. This deserves a video all in itself. Ladies and gentlemen, apparently, Captain Pigroach has had his Moby Dick, if you will. And things were looking all right until apparently Thanos Swaggins felt a certain type of way. Apparently Tutmosis took some offense. He felt some heat coming off Swaggins, and apparently the community at large, and shit's breaking down bad. And Phil apparently is desperate to try to smooth this shit over before he loses total control. Oh boy, shit is getting real. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is really bad. Okay. Basically, well, at least for what we have so far, apparently King Tut feels like he's been disrespected. He feels like Swaggins hasn't been as accommodating to him. Not maybe not even accommodating, but he feels some type of animosity off Swaggins. We've talked about this a little bit. Things are not working out right now. This shit's getting silly. I'm gonna have to watch this over the next day or two. This might get a video of its own. Phil's definitely gonna be ranting about this for sure. So everybody's gonna be wanting to watch this over the next day or so. Oh boy, we might have to put some videos off to the side for this one. Basically, looks like King Tut's gonna go ahead and take his leave. Apparently Swaggins gets his spot back. Phil is freaking the hell out, and the community, if you will, or the Pigroach cult, or the pig nest, or the Pigroach nest, is basically spazzing the fuck out. We'll keep you up to date as we know about it. DSP News. Oh man, this is crazy.
Guy was even real, and then they reversed everything. But that's what I mean. Like, their whole system is broken as fuck. It's an automated garbage system that doesn't work and does not actually protect the rights of anyone. All it is in place. It's in place so they don't get sued and says, "Oh, you have nothing in place for copyright or trademark holders." Okay, so that's the problem. Is, it's really stupid.
That's the other thing too that these idiots stand behind. Oh well, I could take any piece of anyone's video and I can make anything out of it and I could just claim fair use. No, you can't, because it's trademarked.
You can't. It's actually not even a copyright violation at that point. It's a trademark violation. Anything that you take of any of my videos without my permission from DSP Gaming and you use it is a trademark violation. And I actually own the rights for both on-demand and live streaming of anything DSP Gaming. So anything that I say this is DSP Gaming is trademarked and it's illegal to use without my permission. But I don't have money to sue 1 million people. And quite frankly, it's not even worth it, YouTube is a lost cause. I don't really care about YouTube anymore, as you guys know. I'm here on Twitch, and I have fun every single day on Twitch doing what I do.
I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life.
Okay, this is my future, is Twitch. The past was YouTube, right? The past was the garbage on YouTube that I don't really care about anymore. YouTube for me is just an archive. I realize I'm not going to be uploading anything new to YouTube. There's just no point in me going crazy over there worrying about what's over there. It's a toxic website. It's disgusting. I don't care.
But see, yet again, this toxic waste dump, which is YouTube, yet again, is of his own making. He did it to himself. For example, when Spamgate happened, okay? Instead of 50,000 videos were basically set to private, and he had to enable them. Did you really think it was a good idea to do all of that at once? You couldn't have done that over the span of like a weekend or something? You know what I mean? Or over the span of a week? A month even? A month would be decent. But, well, a couple months would be decent actually. But seriously, you had to do all of that at once. And then you let go all of those Q&As, those private Q&As, which why didn't you delete those anyway? You let out all those race compilations and shit, and all those fan ridicules and all that bullshit, so on and so forth. He did it to himself. Hence is the reason why he got the copyright strike, or the community strike in the first place. Yet again, he doesn't think. Everything has to be impulsive. Everything has to be right here, right now. And there's no forethought to anything. And then, going back to what's currently breaking out, Phil, I told you that you need to regulate the chat. I told you that the chat was going to be one of the nails in that coffin. It's not looking very good, especially since your dumb ass decided to depend on Tut, which is what I thought you were going to, which is what a lot of people thought you were going to. Some believe that's what Tut's plan is. So now you've become solely dependent on this one guy that you prostitute yourself out to on the regular. Oh, well, I hope I'm going to play Street Fighter tonight. Hopefully Tut shows up. He loves Street Fighter. You're going to have Kat go ahead and wear a nice negligee, too, and prance around for us also? Since, I mean, you're at Tut's beck and call. He's the one with the money. So, theoretically, he dictates the terms. He sets the rules. He's the one who makes the guidelines. I'm just saying it would only be proper if that was the case. You're a fool, Phil. You're a fool of the highest caliber. Almost all of your problems, could have been... It could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. And you think that people want to take this to your personal life and cut you down. And I've told you, it's so much more entertaining to watch the ship sink on its own. There's already a breach in the hull. All we have to do is watch everybody scurry off of it, while you continue to tell all the passengers everything's fine, everything's okay. But it's not okay, Phil. The biggest whale that you've ever had is about to make his exit, or at least it looks like it. I'm not going to say that he's out and out gone, but he's certainly looking to look. It looks like he's weighing his options and looking at making his exit, and you can't really do much about it. Not now. The chat's been out of your control for a while. Hence the reason why you've probably been avoiding a lot of the responsibility that you should have taken with that. That's why you let certain little phrases go ahead and slide. Because it wasn't like you banned Seidella. You know what I'm saying? He threatened somebody else because someone jokingly said they wanted to get a piece of his mum. Because, you know, who doesn't like some MILF and cookies? And Twitch had to step in to do that. That was your job. Now, this could be just a simple misunderstanding, or it could be that Empress Swaggins decided to pull her panties up today and was like, I want what's mine. Swaggins has put down very good money. And apparently, he thinks he's got the infinite gauntlet, and he thinks it's activating. So it looks like he's ready to go after the biggest dog in that yard. And that would be, theoretically, Tut. Not thinking about that if Tut leaves, if he parts the Gout Ocean and walks to his own salvation, you're screwed. Because even Swaggins can't pick all that up on his own. And even if you combine Swaggins with the top 5 pay whales over there, it's just not enough. You're in a whole lot of problem, Phil. You got a whole lot of problems going on. You're in a whole lot of trouble right now. And all this shit could have been avoided. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Oh boy, this is probably going to go up tomorrow morning. I want this to go out bright and early. You done goofed, son. You done goofed. You should really go over there to Tevin and say 3 Hail Marys. And pray. And you pray that through the clouds and whatnot, he decides to look at you and give you that nod. You need something right now. If this turns out to be what it's going to be, you need something right now. DSP News.
About it anymore.
Ow! Why'd you do that? Why did you do that?
Sorry for fucking what? I did not.
And so that pig, goddamn, damn near took that woman's hand off. Biting the hand that feeds you.
Nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
Why'd you just go to bite mommy? Wow. Alright, so you see what pigs can do.
Yes, I did see what pigs can do, ma'am. And I feel that if they would shoot a cuddly puppy like myself, if I had ever stepped out of line, or if I had bit anybody, you know, because they usually put us down, I think it's only fair that we go ahead and just start making bacon out of him. Because I could really go for a BLT right now. What about anybody else? Just saying. Or if you guys are in the honey baked ham is great, by the way, if you guys have one around you. I could certainly go for a smokehouse stacker right now. I'm just saying. Is that just me? Okay, no problem. I was just thinking the holidays was right around the corner, and maybe you guys would like to partake on some ham. Just saying. DSP News.
The future is Twitch, and so, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy. But no, one man's journey, literally, there, even if copyright, you know, things and trademark things are registered, it doesn't matter. YouTube does not care. They will allow the negative content no matter what. Let's face it, YouTube is now a website that pretty much makes its living off of those kind of videos. Drama, negativity, nonsense, toxic garbage, slander, rumors, defamatory statements, insults, you know, gossip about people. That's what YouTube now is. It's a tabloid website. YouTube has become a garbage tabloid website of clickbaiting idiots. Because that's all the little kids watch. Little kids watch it, and YouTube is just so stupid to realize that most of the viewer base who watch that shit are little kids, but they don't care. They just allow it to be so they make money. So, fuck YouTube, I don't care.
People tune in for the human aspect of my streams.
And then Donald cheered and said, did you hear about the PlayStation Mini? They should make a Nintendo 64 Mini. Yeah, so there's a mini PlayStation that's going to be released in December. It's going to sell for $100 in the United States. I believe it's more than that in Europe. I think it's like 100 euros, which actually is more than $100. But whatever. It's supposed to have 20 games on it, including games like Final Fantasy VII, Wild Arms, Tekken 3, and one of the Ridge Racers. But that's all. Like, we don't know the full game lineup yet. It works fully with HDMI, and it has 2 controllers for local multiplayer, but it doesn't have online multiplayer. So some people are really excited about it. I was getting excited about it until I realized I already owned Final Fantasy VII. I bought it on PS3 like a million years ago. I never played it. And I was like, I would love to play Wild Arms. That's another one I could probably get for like $5, $10 on PSN. So I don't really...
don't believe any of this nonsense. He's probably going to buy it anyway. So, don't even worry about it. He's gonna buy it anyway. It's what he does.
I don't necessarily know if I need to drop $100 on this thing, quite frankly. But it's a cool collectible, you know, very similar to the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, which, by the way, they're in stores now. Like, I was at Target the other day, and I saw an SNES Classic just sitting there on the shelf. They had like 20 of them. So apparently they're not even in demand anymore. It was just a little hype thing temporarily, and now you can get them anywhere, so... But, yeah, I am aware that it exists. I'm probably not going to get it now that I kind of snapped back to reality, and I realized most of those games on it I could just get digitally anyway for much cheaper. So, my new TV is pretty nice. Has a lot of, like just really cool features. It very quickly can zoom in and change modes and do stuff. My other TV used to be a pain in the ass. You had to go through a ton of menus and shit. My new TV, this TCL, is good. I recommend this TCL. It's really good. The response time is better than my old TV. It's easy to navigate the menus. The controller's useful. I like this TV.
$300 on Amazon. It was a good
controller. I think you meant remote, but yay! Welcome, Phil, to modern times where it doesn't take much to. It doesn't take much to use a remote, and they've cut down the actual menu to make it way more concise and quick. Good, there you go. Good, congratulations, Phil. I'm glad that you stepped away. Also, if you guys haven't seen the pictures on Twitter about that, he really needs to adjust that TV before one day. We all know what's going to happen. He's going to accidentally tip it. He's going to end up accidentally hitting that TV stand, and that TV's gone. But then again, he's the one who paid the $300 for it anyway. He donated the money to himself to buy it. So, there you go. I don't think I ever went over that video. We will.
Purchase, man.
The Honest Troll, who says, since body painting is allowed on Twitch, it says so in the terms of service, would you do a body painting IRL stream as a sub goal? Yes, in fact, that's my other final big major announcement here, guys, is that I'm hanging it up. I'm no longer going to be a game streamer. Yeah, I'm a gamer! Or a variety game player. I am going to 100% become a body painter. All I'm going to do is paint my body constantly from now on.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my god. Ah.
This is now allowed on Twitch, and it's been confirmed that it's a legit way to make money and entertain audiences. This is all I'm going to do from now on. And I'm going to have like giant oversized paint brushes, slapping them against my body, a variety of paint textures and colors. I mean, just think of the variety of sparkles. We got rainbow, damn. We're just going to have so much fun with paint on my body. It's going to be great. And this is it. This is the future of Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. Not that this is a completely stupid fucking idea that this would be allowed, but, it is what it is, I guess. Someone at Twitch apparently likes body painting. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if this is true or
Okay,
not.
so first things first. As it pertains to this whole body painting thing, this isn't anything new. Like, they found this was the lick for a lot of the women on Twitch for a while. You know what I mean? Especially after that last TOS where they said that no revealing tops, the guys couldn't go shirtless or couldn't even have tank tops on, I think. When they changed the rules for all that, for the dress code, if you will, that's when, I think, even before then, I think people had figured out that they could body paint. As long as you have the nipples covered, I mean, you can basically let everything else hang out. There is one chick out there who, excuse my language, purposely has the camera positioned on her pussy while she goes ahead and paints her top. It's a sight to behold for sure. But yeah, she always keeps she has 2 cameras below the waist and then she has one above her waist. For what reason? For the 2 on the bottom? Fan service. She has some cake, not a lot of cake, but she has some cake, and then the other one pointing at the front exclusively. I don't know. I guess people are supposed to use their imagination if they've never had it. Whatever. So trust me, this isn't anything new. This isn't any new craze. Just because Zombie Unicorn all of a sudden wanted to bring them out, wanted to bring the pups out to play, doesn't change really anything. But now that I think about it, I was going back and looking over that whole that bully hunter situation. I never actually did a video on it, but I remember in one of the cutscenes, right, where the alleged bullying was going on, didn't one of the guys say, "Oh my God, I can't believe how big her tits are"? Now, keep in mind, we all know that's all pre-recorded. We all know that was fake. And now, I mean, call it perversion if you want. I like to think that I'm a connoisseur, and when it comes into this particular field, James the Lesser would understand, as well as Jackal's Lair. I'm sure most of you out there will understand where I'm coming from. But it's obvious that all those were pre-recorded, but that particular soundbite would coincide with what we're seeing out of Zombie Unicorn currently. Just saying. DSPNEWS.
I know nothing about the situation at all. I don't care about drama. All I care about is my own streams. So no, I'm not going to be body painting myself anytime soon. I don't give a shit. Okay?
Let's go ahead and cheer.
And that was some pretty nervous backtracking on his part. It sounded like he wanted to bash it, but then he realized, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. I should probably leave that one. But like I said, this has been going on for a while. So it's not like this is anything new. I don't know why it's getting... I mean, I guess it's only really getting attention because of Zombie Unicorn. And that whole women being bullied, and yet you're out here basically doing this nonsense. Whatever.
Let's go ahead and cheer. Let's go ahead and give credit for cheers is what I meant to say.
T-Dope Cheers is while they called your high school with a bunch of mental patients, I guess they're desperate for content. Hardy Buck Cheers says, reminds me of the time you said someone sent your parents letters. Oh yeah, my dad told me hilariously that someone sent him a letter saying all kinds of really derogatory, nasty shit about me being like a racist and stuff. And it's funny because my dad is well aware of what I do and knows about all my content. Like, he knows everything about everything.
I know you're lying.
So he reads this letter.
Now here's the thing. I want you guys to, as I'm trying to get more on this whole shit falling apart over there with on Phil's stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if I want you guys to put yourself in the position of a parent, okay, for a brief moment and whatnot. I know some of you out there are parents, so you guys would understand. Okay, I'm still a rather young buck, so I'm not there just yet. But I think you guys can provide some insight. As a parent, you want the best for your children, okay? So the whole letter thing, that's one thing. But he says that his parents know about his day-to-day situations. They know about his trials and tribulations, if you will. Obviously, that's a lie. I doubt that he tells his parents that even though he wouldn't say he's begging for donations. But I doubt his parents know that he does beg for donations. I doubt his parents are sitting there and watching this man essentially crucify himself to get every last dollar he can out of these kids on Twitch. I doubt that they know about the environment that goes on around him himself. Not just his public image, his lore, all of the things that people pick apart. I doubt they know about any of these things, because if they did, any reasonable parent would be like, son, sell that house and just come home. And then you can start over here. Or, if he doesn't want to sell the house, hey, maybe you should take a vacation. When's the last time you came home and saw your parents? Why don't you come out here for the weekend, or, you know what I'm saying, for about a week and come see us. His parents are getting up there in age. You know what I mean? Time's ticking. It might be a good thing to go out there and see them. He hasn't seen them in, what, 2 or 3 years? A little more, a little less? He's replaced maids. He's replaced cars. A lot's been going on lately. Some plants died. Some hamsters died. You know, there's been some major changes in his life. And maybe going back home for a little while wouldn't be a bad idea. There is no parent out there alive who cares about their kids, I should say, would hear that would hear this day-to-day nonsense and be okay with it. It just doesn't work that way. Now, we have to take into consideration that Phil is the only child. And because he's the only child, he's basically just a spoiled brat. And as they're getting older and older and older, it's very obvious that someone's going to have to take care of them at some point. And Phil, to be honest with you, looking past the financial aspect of it, looking past the physical aspect of it, he's not mentally capable of taking care of these people as he gets older. So they would need assistant living. I don't think Phil can afford that. Now, maybe his father can. Maybe his father's put money away and he can cover those expenses, which would theoretically cut into Phil's inheritance. Oh wow, that's actually, yeah. Because if you have the right people taking care of you, you can still live pretty long and pretty comfortably. Oh boy, Phil might never inherit anything. Oh shit. Anyway, well, he'll get the house, I guess. So, I'm sure you guys get my perspective. You guys get my point. There's no way that his parents know exactly what's going on, and if they did, I'm sure they would sit there and smack the shit out of him and be like, what are you doing? Stop. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And with that being said, Phil, did you tell your parents that you're not planning on having kids? That you're not planning on expanding your bloodline? I'm just curious. That's my major question. DSPNEWS?
Like, I guess they really think that I'm fucking stupid, and, you know, that I don't pay attention to your stuff, and that, you know, I would read this and be shocked, and then I would run to the internet to see all, you know, the negative detractor shit that he's well aware it all exists.
Quick update. Apparently Sidella's sock account was banned. It wasn't Phil, though. Oh, boy.
And he doesn't care either, because the thing is, he's been along for the ride with me. I talk to my parents every week, and I tell them all the kind of stuff that's going on with me, so they're well aware of all the shit that's going on with me and what happens on a daily basis. So do
you beg your parents for money, too? I mean, I'm just saying, if he's more than willing to beg absolute strangers for money and at some point he's successful in getting it, you don't think he would ask his parents for just a little bit of money too? A little bit of something that they might have? Maybe, just maybe, your parents, Phil, might want to take, one more vacation before they really need to kind of settle in. It might be, the last time that they're actually really capable of doing something. Did you happen to ask them to dip into that a little bit to help you out? Did you ask them to contribute? Did you tell them about your low views on YouTube and how Twitch is doing all right, but he really needs people to step up on YouTube? Did you ask them that, hey, as my parents, you guys need to step up? Did you hold that Wolverine figure over their head up to this very day and says, you guys should have been there for me? Because if you guys would have just got me the figure when I asked you guys to, instead of being fucking idiots, his word, not mine. Well, being fucking stupid, I should say, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now. You guys did this to me. And it's not out of the question to say that Phil would blame his own parents for his own downfall. Why not? He blames everybody else. Something to think about.
It was hilarious. He read the letter. He laughed hysterically reading this letter. And he's like, gee, now I have this guy's return address. Should I report him to the cops? I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to do anything, Dad. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure that's not going to have any effect. But, now look at the caliber of idiots that are out there, that this guy actually thought writing my father a letter would do something, Hardy Buck Cheers says, does your dad know of the incident? Of course he does. I told you. He knows everything. They know everything.
He was the guy that got caught masturbating in front of children.
It's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him? Is he the
Yes.
one that got caught? Matt?
Yes.
My parents know about everything because not that I actively tell them every single thing I do every day, but I talk to them every week. I let them know everything that's going on. They know all about all the shit. Every time that there was drama with a false copyright strike, every time that there was slander against me, I told them about the whole escort thing earlier this year. Like, they know about everything. They know about everything. They know about the truth of everything, and, you know.
That's 100% a lie.
It's so stupid that people think, well, I'm gonna write an anonymous letter to his dad. I'm gonna get him. Well, you're a fucking idiot. Boy, are you stupid.
Why am I toxic? Yep, I'm toxic. Cat, you need to get out now. That place is toxic. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a...
Alright, guys. So, what did we learn today? One, we'll have to go into another video as it pertains to trademarking. He's a bit off the mark and whatnot, especially since what he does is dependent on somebody else. So we'll have to get in that in a later time and date. Plus, you broke, so you couldn't take anybody to court anyway. You'd end up losing the house in court fees, just to lose and then have to pay a settlement. So there you go on that. First off and foremost. Secondly, as it pertains to the situation with his parents, sounds like bullshit, which smells like bullshit, which means, sadly, in the end, it really is just bullshit. And as it pertains to people checking up on Phil's claims, this is just part of the course, ladies and gentlemen. It's what it is. When you can't trust a man's word because he spent, almost over a decade lying to you, and theoretically he has nothing to lose up until about 20 minutes ago. Up until about 20 plus minutes ago, people are going to want to fact check. And this is what his life is. His life is under a microscope and it's meant to be dissected. Which is only fair, being that, Halloween's coming around, so, we need to poke some holes in our jack-o'-lanterns and our pumpkins and whatnot. Christmas is coming around, and I'm hoping to be able to carve the turkey this year. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. I think Tevin said that he was going to have somebody else do it this year. We'll see. Maybe I'll luck out. If not, I'm just going to drink a bunch of eggnog. So we're good. And then Christmas is coming around, and I'm definitely cutting into the Christmas ham. Actually, are we doing ham this year? Well, we can't just have ham both holidays? One or the other? Huh. Alright, never mind. I guess I'm going to have to just pick. We're doing turkey, though, during both holiday seasons, or for both holidays. So who cares if alright, fair enough. Alright, never mind. I guess we're only going to have ham once, so I'll have to pick and choose. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have your serving of well, it's not nearly as delicious or decadent. It's actually not just depressing. I've lost a taste for ham now. I'm just kind of pissed off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on at GTG Network and Productions. I'm your host / Angry GTG, and I'm signing off in the broadcast. Real fast, though. Things are literally exploding on his pre-stream over there. It's this tomorrow, which is the 25th. I don't know if this will be up tomorrow or not. Or tonight. We'll see. I'm not sure when I'm going to put this up. Maybe it'll be up early in the morning or something like that. Look out for Snort Burnell. Look out for Mr. Huff Stuffs. Look out for Almighty Tevin. Look out for James the Lesser Express Lane. Look out for Mighty D. Look out for all the tractors over the next few days as it pertains to this King Tut situation. It's going to be interesting. I already have a video going up today. Maybe I'll scrap it, or maybe you catch a video later today and then you catch another video early in the morning or something. I don't know, but look out for this. This might be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, things might have picked up in a big way. And Lord knows we don't need just a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt in our day. I'm signing off.
We out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit.